Come from Willie Miller and Craig Levine. Let's leave you now in the capable hands of our excitable commentary team inside the stadium, Stephen Thompson and Liam McLeod.
It's the Estadio de la Cartuja in the heart of Andalusia, flower of Scotland. Scotland players backed by hordes of Tartan Army, mainly over on that far side. Saltires resplendent here in Seville. And now we will get the Spanish national anthem, Marta Real, which might actually be a little bit more poignant today. It is National Day of Spain, a really important public holiday. The vast majority of the Cartujas resplendent in red and yellow. La Roja stand between Scotland and qualification for Euro 2024 this evening. It might be that Cyprus do them a favour. We'll keep you up to date with goings-on in Larnaca as we go along here tonight. The 14th meeting between Spain and Scotland, discounting the abandoned friendly in Valencia in September '04, which was tied at 1-1 before a lightning strike put the lights out. Scotland returning to Seville. Of course, they played Brazil at the 1982 World Cup finals here. David Nery's wonderful goal, the famous toe poke that gave the Scots the lead against the Brazilians, who would go on to win the match 4-1. That was at Real Betis's ground, elsewhere in the city. And this stadium, of course, hosted the 2003 UEFA Cup final, which Celtic lost 3-2 to Porto. 20 years on from that, the Scotland national side is here. They've only won once in Spain, played 7. This is the 8th, and they'll be wearing their change colours tonight, the all white with navy flashes. Spain in their traditional red and yellow tops with the navy blue shorts and socks. The two skippers down there, Andy Robertson and Alvaro Morata of Atletico Madrid. A fantastic goal-scoring record for his country. They've exchanged pennants, and now one last word from the skippers to their charges, and it will be game on here in what is the hottest city on continental Europe. In Seville, at the nearby Cordoba. As the two sets of players, last high fives, handshakes. Angus Gunn in goal for the Scots. Porteous Henry McKenna, who comes in for Tierney. Hickey and Robertson wide. McTominay, McGregor, McGinn and Christie supporting Dykes. Unai Simon of Athletic Bilbao in goal for Spain. It's Carvajal, Normand, Laporte, Balde across the back. Marino, Rodri, Gavi across the middle. Ferran Torres and Mikel Oyarzabal on the other side, with Morata through the middle. A supremely talented set of players. The 2023 Nations League winners, of course, being beaten Croatia on penalties into Kuip in Rotterdam in June. They have found form, 13 goals last month in their 2 qualifiers. Scotland are going to kick this game off. Is tonight the night? Let's find out. The Dutch referee gets things underway. It's back with McGinn, who pumps a long ball forward, and it's headed out immediately for a throw-in by Barcelona's Alejandro Balde for Scotland on this near side. And it will be Ryan Porteous to take as they look to try and settle into this game as quickly as they possibly can. Easier said than done. De La Fuente standing behind Ryan Porteous as he takes the short throw in. He can't find a teammate though. He's giving it straight to Barcelona, and Merino are now inside their own box. It's going to be rifle clear. And Laporte out to that right-hand side. Here's Gavi on the turn, the Spanish number 9. And he rolls it back to Lenormand, who, like Laporte, the 2 centre-backs, both French-born. Laporte actually played a couple of times for the French national side, as it's moved out to the right for the familiar figure of Real Madrid's Stanley Carvajal. And now it's Lenormand to Laporte. Important for Scotland to settle quickly, Tommy.
Yeah, it is. You're expecting Spain to have a lot of possession of the ball.
Yeah, and there's a chance in the opening minute of the game, and it's flashed wide. What an opportunity already. It really was. Scotland torn asunder inside the first seconds of this match. It was slipped through just round about the penalty spot, and it was fired wide by Ferran Torres, and what a chance it was for the Barcelona attacker to give Spain the dream start. Scotland with a major let-off already.
Oh, you're telling me, Liam, that was a massive, massive opportunity. You're just expecting him to hit the back of the net. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, only round about the penalty spot. Really should have scored. The least they should have done is hit the target. A huge let-off, and very worrying that they managed to get through our back 5 with 2 passes 1 minute into the game. Not the ideal start, you would suggest, Liam.
And Torres has been in fine form for his club. He's not perhaps been getting as many starts as he would like, but he's scored 5 times for Barcelona, and he's Spanish champions. It is Lenormand at the back, just squaring it to Laporte, who looks up at the pitch in front of him, moving forward at a walking pace just now. It's the first one dodged for Scotland, that's for sure. You don't come to Spain and not see the hosts have opportunities in front of goal. Here's Morata, left-hand side of the box. Balde in support, he's tried to roll it back to Merino. It's kept alive by Laporte, who's made the move to Saudi Arabia, having helped Manchester City to their treble last season, including that Champions League success. Rodri was at the very heart of that as well. As Laporte takes it forward midway inside the Scotland half, rolls it to Oyarzabal. His pass to the edge of the box is blocked on the 18-yard line, and Porteous has to put it behind for the corner, and Scotland under serious pressure, almost 3 in, 0-0.
Yeah, and we were expecting that. We were expecting a strong start from Spain. It's just so important when we do have possession of the ball that we keep it, because it's going to be waves of attack and a very, very long night if we don't manage to keep the ball when we have it. I said I thought we needed a wee bit of luck tonight if we're going to get anything from the game, but we've already had a massive slice of luck with that finish there.
The referee just sorting out a group of players just to the right of the penalty spot as Spain prepare to take the first corner of the match. And Ryan Porteous was involved. The ref's got his eyes on he and a few red jerseys as well. As the corner comes into the near post, and it's headed away by McTominay at the expense of another Spain corner, which Ferran Torres is going to take again.
Yeah, decent enough header from McTominay in there. His height's really good for us in both boxes.
Opportunity then here for Ferran Torres again. And it comes, Rodri's made a move and it beats everyone across the 6-yard box, and at the back post was Morata, who heads it well wide, but that's just aching for a touch, and it's 1-0 Spain.
And another huge let-off. It was Balde for me who just misses it, and it goes right past goalkeeper Angus Gunn. I felt as though maybe he could have come for it, but it was dipping into such an incredibly difficult area. Flash past 3 Spain players, not one of them could get a touch.
Well, Spain fans happy with what they're seeing. It's far from a sellout, by the way. There's lots of empty seats at off to her right and off to the left as well. Plenty Scotland fans housed inside the stadium as well and enjoying the sunshine as Porteous prepares to take a throw in right in front of his manager down below us, down the right hand touchline. It goes, comes off a Spanish head and goes out for a Scotland throw in on the near side. Spain, 24 successive European Championship qualifying home victories, 24 on the bounce.
Incredible.
Scotland though, 11 wins all told on the bounce in qualifying matches, discounting the playoff semi against Ukraine group games. As Porteous throws it forward, flicked on by Dykes. Hickey gives chase, right hand side of the box, and then it's put out for the throw in by Lenormand on this near side. He normally plays on the left hand side of the back two for Real Sociedad with Kieran Tierney on his left. No Tierney tonight, obviously. It's a Scotland throw in here, and Lyndon Dykes has come out to take a long one, Tomo.
Yeah, I think set plays are going to be huge for us tonight. Probably our best opportunity to score goals from. He's going to launch one into the box. I have to say the players are awfully far away. It's going to have to be some through this.
Here he goes, Dykes, long throw, and he's got plenty on it as well. Round about the penalty spot's headed away. And then Hickey under pressure, but he turns Murata beautifully and flicks it with the outside of the boot to Dykes wide on the right. First time cross with the right foot into the area it comes. It's still alive there, and it was almost McTominay managing to get something onto it. 6 yards from goal as the referee awards Spain a free kick.
Well, Aaron Hickey did ever so well there to fight off the challenge and then put a brilliant pass out to Dykes on the right hand side. His cross was just behind everyone and it allowed Spain to get there and cross it. But positive that we've managed to get into the Spanish final third with a bit of open play, a ball into a good area. Scotland just need to relax and try and get a touch of the ball. Everybody just needs to relax into this game. It's been a tough opening 5 minutes, but we should take confidence from that.
There's Baldy down the left-hand side, driving through the Scottish half. And he goes it out to the touchline, or Yarzabal will turn it back to Merino. And two Sociedad players, to Rodri. Dykes all over him, but Rodri first time back to Merino into his own half for Laporte, and then all the way back to Unai Simon, who's the first choice Spanish keeper these days. Big gloves to fill, and Iker Casillas, of course. Long ball from Spain is picked up by Robertson on the left, up to the halfway line, rolls it down the left hand side. Scotland shooting towards the goal to our right. The pass forward goes straight to the Lenormand, and he goes back to his keeper, who clears. Long ball, nice header from McGregor, finds McTominay. Here's McGinn. McGinn looking for a way through. His pass is cut out though by Rodri and picked up by Murata, who rolls it into the Scotland half, but he can't find Torres. And it's now with Robertson down the left hand side, the left angle of the box, away from Carvajal, finds Christie, sweeps it in towards the penalty spot, but it's easily not clear by Nico Merino, and it's out for a Scotland throw. And there's seen plenty of the ball in the Spanish half in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah,
almost 8 played 0-0.
The last couple of minutes have been excellent. Good play there from Andy Robertson. A lovely wee pass into Christie, who made the run in between the right back and the centre half. He flashed it across really quickly. He timed maybe just to lift his head and settle himself. McGinn and Dykes were in the middle, went for the quick cross.
Throwing Scotland over on that left hand side. It's bowled towards Dykes, trying to chest it into the path of Christie in the box. Spain clear through Lenormand. It's up in the air, a little bit ahead tennis. Eventually it settles with McKenna, flicks it forward, and Christie's trying to keep it in play. He almost tried to win the corner by giving Lenormand a push, and it's going to be a goal kick to the Spanish. And things have just quietened down a little bit here. That will do for Scotland, I would have thought.
We want to make it as quiet as possible, and a couple of decent moments for us in the last 2 minutes or so. 2 entries into the box with crosses. After Spain's opening 2 minutes, then you were thinking and fearing the worst.
Scotland players used to playing in the heat. The heat was searing in Larnaca as it was in Oslo in June. The 2 victories, and altogether a difficult task this. Marino feeds it back into the centre circle for Rodri. He's being booed by the Tartan Army every time he touches the ball. Flicked out to Carvajal, level with 18, crosses in, headed away by McKenna. Rodri will go after it. You can hear the reception from the Scotland supporters. And the Spain fans trying to go the other way to encourage the Manchester City Colossus. And it is with Laporte, who plays it to Lenormand right up the centre circle, out to Carvajal. And Kieran Tierney burning away from Carvajal in the build-up to the second Scotland goal in Glasgow. That's played out to Carvajal again. Oh, he's got his low ball into the area. Gavi, but well marshalled there by McKenna. Really good, calm defending by Scott McKenna, because it looked as though Gavi was going to get a run in and goal there.
Yeah, the pass into him was sensational. He takes his first touch, but Scott McKenna did ever so well. He had to time it perfectly. Just got his body in between man and ball and got a wee nick on it. Good defending.
It's the 10-minute mark, 0-0, as it is in Larnaca, between Cyprus and Norway. It is Spain. It's knocked forward by Laporte, and then out it comes to Balde via Gavi, his clubmate. And back to Aymeric Laporte. Into Balde, level the edge of the D of the Scotland box, rolls it in field. It's well read and cut out by John McGinn, who's driving away from Balde and super skill there to shuffle away from Merino. He bites back at him and forces McGinn to put it out for a Spain throw-in. It was excellent from McGinn initially.
Yeah, he did well to get out of a tricky situation, skipping past a couple of players, but then it was very tight on the line under real pressure from Balde and just nicked it out.
It's bowled back by Balde to Laporte. And then he moves it to the right of the centre circle. Lenormand out to Carvajal. Finds Lenormand again. Ceded that penalty in his Spain debut against Italy in the Nations League semis. And it's pinged out there towards Carvajal. It's headed out for a throw-in by Robertson, though. It's going to be a Spain throw, level with the Scotland 18 over on that far side, the Spanish right, as they attack the goal to our left.
The guys were talking about the makeup of the midfield, and it is McTominay and McGregor who are the deeper two, and McGinn and Christie higher, being asked to play in to out.
There's Oyarzabal, rolls it back to Balde, left-hand side of the Scottish area. It's back to Laporte, first time forward there to Rodri. Rodri gets it to the edge of the area for Ferran Torres. Couldn't quite wriggle away from the two challenges. Kept alive by Merino, though. Rodri feeds it wide left for Balde. Spain have loads inside the area here. Balde goes for goal himself, I think, there, and it was blocked. And it's back with Rodri. And out to the right-hand side, Carvajal's ball comes in, and Porteous puts it behind for the corner. But there's an appeal from Spain for a penalty, for a push inside the box.
Yeah, the Spain player just goes to ground and looks at the referee. I'm not sure if there's a coming together with Hickey, it may have been, but nonetheless, the cross comes in. It was actually good defending in the end from Ryan Porteous to get the ball away.
Might have been going behind for the goal kick anyway,
yeah,
but wasn't
might
sure.
Have sneaked out.
You're in doubt. Another Spanish corner. This is their third. It was Merino who was appealing for the penalty. And it is just a corner. And it comes from Oyarzabal. It's flicked clear just outside the area. Gavi will go over to pick it up on that far side. Turns it back infield to Carvajal. Midway inside the Scotland half. Turning it back into the centre circle. Lenormand now to Rodri. Out to Carvajal, to Rodri again. Sees so much of the ball in that match, does the Spain number 16. As Balde picks up and turns it back into the centre circle. It's Lenormand to Rodri, forward to Morata. First time pushing it back to Gavi, then out wide right to Carvajal, who'll turn it back infield again. He was under pressure momentarily there from a couple of Scotland players. It's picked up in this near side by Ferran Torres. Interesting, Hickey's gone left. He can do that. Of course, Robertson's come to the right, following Torres. It's now in the centre circle. Rodri moving forwards, flicking it with the outside of the boot to Lenormand to his right. Little ball to Carvajal. 13.5 goalless minutes in Seville. Spain with loads of possession, as you would expect.
Scale of possession. They've had the ball for about a minute.
No way through yet, though. It's Laporte in an advanced position, and Morata's given it away to Callum McGregor, who flicks it out of his feet to Christie. Rolls it with the right to Hickey. He goes back the way to his goalkeeper. Talk me through Andy Robertson playing out in this right backside just now.
Yeah, I mean, it's brilliant that both players are so adaptable that they can do that. And I imagine once there's a break in play, they'll go back to the positions they started the game in. But yeah, I mean, it just shows you I know how two-footed Aaron Hickey is. He's very capable. Not so much Andy Robertson with his right foot on the right-hand side, but hopefully they'll be back to normal soon.
It's Copenhagen, they played him there. Anyway, it's Spain who are in possession, and it's picked up by Laporte. midway inside Scottish territory. Turns in field, then decides to come back out this way to Balde. Balde under pressure from McGinn. Short ball in field to Merino. Merino under pressure from McGinn. He turns away from him and rolls it back into his own half. And it's Lenormand. Short ball to Rodri. Now to Merino. Back out to that right-hand side, Lenormand. And walking pace, Spain, they're very measured, very patient here. It's a clipped ball into the area. It's a wonderful clipped ball in as well, but it's not the best control from Oyarzabal, and that's allowed Scotland to clear down that far side, but Spain get it back immediately.
Yeah, that's what I've said previously, Liam, that when we do win the ball back, I mean, you've got to try and get a breather for your team. You can rest with the ball. Scotland just chasing shadows just now. They're doing it reasonably well. I mean, they're forcing Spain to keep the ball in front of them. There's not been too much in behind them. Obviously the one at the beginning of the game, but as long as you can keep them in front of you, they're not going to cause you any problems. But they've got the quality at the drop of a hat any moment, a bit of movement for a player to spin in behind, or a wee touch of magic.
83% possession for Spain right now. Rodri rolling it to the right-hand side of the Scotland box. Morata, he's got his cross ball in, and Robertson has to hit it behind for the corner because Ferran was behind him, ready to pounce.
Yeah, it was a decent ball in from Morata, I think it was. It crossed it in, and Robertson still in that right back position at the back post, doing well to put it away. But another corner kick for us to defend.
83% possession for Spain, 82% possession for Norway, and Larnaca right now remains goalless in both games. And Rupe, Ferran Torres with the corner, it's flicked on there by Lenormand, and he's put it behind the reverse side of the goal for a goal kick. But that's another opportunity from a set play for the Spanish. They've had a couple of those from corners on this near side. One earlier that came right through in front of the goalkeeper along the 6-yard line, and then that one there, the little flick just off target. But if there was someone at the back post there, they would have been popping it in. Yeah,
I mean, it's you know, a good flick from Lenormand, which is giving it away again.
Christie's giving it away. Carvajal at the edge of the box. Morata's in a wildly offside position as Oyarzabal tries to feed it into him. Kind of caught in two minds. I think he realised his skipper was offside.
We need to be better with the ball. We need to be better with the ball, Liam. There's Hickey at right back and Robertson at left back, so they've managed to kind of work that out and find themselves back into their natural positions. But we need to be better on the ball, or it's going to be a long, long night for these players.
Spain currently sitting 10th in the FIFA World Rankings for what they're worth. Scotland dropped down a place to 31, and Morata's picking it up. McGregor was the target of the pass, but he wasn't getting there. Now it's out to the right-hand side for Ferran Torres. Right foot clip ball comes into the area, and then it just kind of bounces off Oyarzabal and goes behind for the goal kick. Again, it's shepherded behind brilliantly by Aaron Hickey under pressure inside his own box. Yeah, and the exciting thing about Aaron Hickey is he's only 20.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It really is. You know, and you forget that he's probably even more natural on the left, not the right. It's just such a brilliant player. He's taken it in his stride, being a Scotland international. He really has.
Spain haven't failed to qualify for a major tournament since the 1992 Euros in Sweden. They've been to 15 successive major tournaments, and that time Scotland have only been to 3. Of course, Spain have won 3 of them in that time. They're serial qualifiers. Now the Spanish, and they're in possession here with Laporte. They always win their qualifying group, but they're going to have to win this game tonight in order to do so this time around. It's Balde, nicked off by McTominay, who finds McGregor. Back to McTominay, and back to the edge of the box for McKenna. Scott McKenna coming in tonight for his 30th cap. Porteous picks up right-hand side of his box. He gives it away with a long ball straight to Rodri. It's just a total gift. It's picked up by Merino, and again, here comes the tapestry of football being played in front of the Scotland defence here. Carvajal picking it up wide in the right and turning it back to Merino, right of the centre circle. A little bit short to Rodri, but the big midfielder gets the touch ahead of McGregor and gets it back to Merino. And it's a short one to Rodri. Under pressure to Lenormand, then out to Carvajal. on the far side, infield to Gavi, on the turn, away from McGregor, finds Merino, out wide left to Balde, level with the Scotland penalty spot, jinking his way down towards level with the 6-yard line with a drop of the shoulder, comes back the way to Oyarzabal, and he fires it high over the crossbar, and it will stay Spain 0, Scotland 0 on 19.5.
Yeah, another effort and goal for Spain. It was good work from Balde down the left-hand side, faked the cross on the left, which Hickey went for, poked it in to Rathabal, and a wild shot over the bar, thankfully for us. But I just feel as though when we do have the ball, we're giving it away time after time after time. And yes, so far we're getting away with it. Maybe a wee bit lucky with Spain
missing
their opportunities, but it is not going to continue that way.
Long ball, Dykes doesn't get there, Christie chases, but Laporte, or rather Lenormand, will get there first. The referee's blown his whistle, he's not happy with something. He's talking to both Lyndon Dykes and Aymeric Laporte down there. It's a pretty stern lecture by the looks of things from the Dutch ref. Lyndon Dykes didn't start the September matches, back in tonight. A very similar team to the one that started the win over the Spanish in Glasgow. And what was a haymaker of a result, it really was. That and the victory in Oslo was what's handed Scotland the keys to qualification for this tournament. Still work to do, so near yet so far right now. And it's still goalless in the two matches this evening, as Balde picks up on the left in an advanced position, rolls it back to Merino, and then he in turn goes back into the centre circle for Lenormand, out to that right hand side for Carvajal. It's support from Ferran Torres. Gavi's made a run towards the angle of the box, but they've elected to go back the way, and it's picked up by Robin Lenormand again, and now Rodri to Laporte, and then forward to Oyarzabal, works the 1-2 with Merino up into the air, into the Scotland box, headed away by McKenna, and then Rodri can't get his head onto it, and it's McGinn who does really well to find Christie, but he runs into a cul-de-sac, and Balde wins it back for the Spanish, and it's now over on this near side with Laporte.
Yeah, we just run out of options when we win the ball back. If there isn't a pass on and we drive forward, because all of our players have been in defensive positions, it's really difficult to hold on to it long enough to find support, to find a player to hit with a pass, and more often than not we're either giving it away or we're being ran into cul-de-sacs with 2 or 3 Spanish players taking the ball off of us.
It's good defending by Porteous this time against Oyarzabal down on this near side. Just approaching the end of the first quarter. It's another little bookmark in the latest chapter of this Euro 2024 qualifying journey, which has been absolutely perfect so far.
Getting a wee Mexican wave here.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh yeah, there it is, over there. Yeah. Still do that. Sort of bygone era. So that's good. There's still some traditions there. Right, well, you get stuck into that. Here's Laporte rolling it out along the deck to Balde on this near side. Back to Laporte, level with the edge of the centre circle inside his own half. Merino on the slide, it's it back to Alejandro Balde, and then to Laporte, and now to Rodri. Fires it forward into the feet of Gavi, pinched back brilliantly by Callum McGregor. And Morata wins it back off McGregor, who wants a free kick, but Morata comes forward, striding to the edge of the box, chips it from the right to the left-hand side of it. Hickey, though, will try and defend. I think, though, they've won the throw-in. Spain, free kick, free kick's been given to Hickey, yeah. So free kick down by the corner flag on the near side. 23.5 on the clock. Spain 0, Scotland 0. The Spain fans booing the Tartan Army for not joining in with the fun.
I don't know why, they're normally quite good at joining in the fun, the Scotland fans, but they're not taking part in the old Mexican wave.
It's a serious business.
Well, it is. Yeah, we've got so far 23 minutes into the game without conceding. I think we can be pleased with that. I think there's a lot we can improve on, but apart from the opening couple of minutes with those really decent opportunities, we haven't really looked too under threat. Not been any massive opportunities out with that.
And they've got a free kick here, Scotland, which is in the Spain half. It's running about level with the edge of the centre circle down on this near side. Still 0-0 in Cyprus.
These are things we can take advantage of, Liam. Balls into the box. We're very good from set plays, and this is the sort of thing I think we could really hurt Spain from.
As things stand, Scotland are qualifying for the Euros tonight. Long way to go. 3/4 of the match to go. Andy Robertson stands over the free kick on the right-hand side. It's probably about 8, 9, 10 yards away from this near side touchline. Robertson, such great delivery, left-footed from the Scotland skipper, bending it into the back end of the penalty area. It's won by Porteous, but then not clear round about the penalty spot by Laporte. It's collected by McGregor over on the far side. He's not been able to keep that in play though. It's going to be a Spain throw-in.
It was a good ball from Robertson. Porteous gets there first, just didn't drop to a Scotland player in the box. Spain able to clear.
The Spanish have it here with Laporte throwing it out to Balde on this near side. Oriazabal ahead of him. And it's back by Balde to Laporte, who squares it to Lenormand. Under pressure from Christie, goes back to his goalkeeper Unai Simon, who has precious little to do. Perhaps wasn't expecting to be particularly busy this evening, as McGregor and McTominay managed to nick it off Morata, but they've won it back so quickly again, Spain. They're not letting Scotland breathe when they're in possession, as Lenormand comes forward and rolls it out to Carvajal wide in the right. Midway inside the Scotland half, back to Rodri and then to Gavi, into the centre circle for Laporte. They try and pick their way through. Rolled forward towards Gavi, cut out by McTominay, picked up by Hickey, and he's managed to free Ryan Christie down the right-hand side here. In behind Balde, no support at the moment, it's arriving now. Christie with a switch of play, out to Robertson, cushion header from McGinn, lovely touch. And then the referee...
Oh, you've got to be joking.
...is not giving John McGinn the free kick. He's been absolutely wiped out on the edge of the Spain box. How on earth is that not a free kick?
I have absolutely no idea, and that would have been in a superb area, 19 yards out. It's a free kick.
It's a great touch from McGinn. He takes the defender right out of the equation, knows the challenge is coming. Yeah. He's wiped out, and the referee tells him to get back up.
An astonishing bit of referee, and it was actually really good play from Scotland, breaking down the right-hand side. Christie was patient, found the switch to the play. Robertson with a cushion header. John taking it past the defender, and, you know, to everybody in the stadium, wiped out. Cannot believe it wasn't a foul.
Spain in possession with Laporte, who switches it out to Carvajal over on that far side. Approaching 27. No goals as yet, no goals in Larnaca. It's as was. Big switch out to Balde on this near side. Rodri's offering himself, as he always seems to do. He's on it again, and he nicks it out to Carvajal over on that right flank. Forward to Merino on the turn, on the spin, crossing in, and it's just too much on it for Alvaro Morata, and it comes right through to Angus Gunn, who holds on, and it remains goalless.
I think Morata pulls out of this. I think if he throws a leg at it, he might get a touch to it, but he sees out the corner of his eye Angus Gunn's in his proximity and just kind of pulls out of it. It was a wonderful weighted pass. I mean, he's inches from it as it was, but I think he just at the last second just kind of almost pulls out a wee bit.
Yeah. One ball from Gunn, flicked on by Robertson, but it goes out for a throw-in to Spain over on the far side. It's been hard work, as we expected. Remember the victories over the French in 2006 and 2007. They were proper backs to the wall games.
Yeah, I'm not overly concerned at this minute in time because they're playing so much in front of us. They've not really managed to pierce us too often.
Chip ball forward by the Spanish. It's Henry on the halfway line. His header's actually found Christie. Shrugs off the attentions of Merino. Now it's with McGinn. Midway inside the Spain half. Out to the right for Hickey. Scotland could be doing with stringing some passes together, and productive passes. Christie with a left foot in field to McGregor. Straight back to his former clubmate. Then back to Porteous. He finds Hendry. Forward to McTominay. And he goes all the way back to Angus Gunn. At least it's possession. Is it productive though? Let's find out. Gunn pings it onto the chest to Christie on the near side. Stepping away from Merino. His pass is cut out by Gavi, but the loose ball drops to McTominay. He finds McKenna. It's all the way back to Gunn, who rifles it into the feet of Callum McGregor, who then turns it out to the left for Robertson. And then McKenna goes back to Angus Gunn. Well, it's taking the possession percentage stat down a bit, this, but Scotland not really going anywhere. And the chip ball from Gunn to Robertson. He's headed it straight back to Spain. And Laporte knocks it out to Balde on this near side.
It was definitely a better spell for us. Lots of touches of the ball, keeping the ball for a change. You need to do that, get your breath back. We're under no pressure to be going forward at any real pace. 0-0 suits us just fine.
There's Balde on this near side. And Spain want to win this group. Even a 1-0 Spain victory tonight is far from disastrous for the Scots. And keep them ahead of Spain in the head-to-head if they were to finish on the same number of points. At campaign's end, Carvajal's ball's come through to Morata. He's gone round, gone, and he fires it into the side net. Big let-off.
I think he's offside.
He might have been just off, yeah.
Yeah, I think the linesman did the old late flag. Yeah, I mean, it was lucky because it was a deflected ball that it landed at his feet. He went round gun, but it was an impossible angle. I can't believe he took the shot on. I mean, he had support. He'd been better looking up and trying to cut it back, but he goes for it, hits the side netting. I mean, we weren't cut open by brilliant play. It was more of a kind of fortuitous way that they found their way in behind us there.
Got to watch him though. He's got a goal every other game for his country, Morata.
Top player.
It took a long time for the Spanish public to buy into him. He was frequently booed when he was in the Spanish shirt. When he was scoring goals as well. But they've been spoiled for striking talent, haven't they, over the last couple of decades? Good ones, yeah. Villa and Torres, perhaps in particular Raúl.
Yeah, Raúl.
There's Balde, infield to Rodri, back to Balde, across the halfway line. And Oyarzabal to his left, he turns it back infield to Rodri instead. Side foot pass to Mikel Merino. Out wide right for Ferran Torres, who moves towards the right angle of the Scotland box and takes it into a more central area. His pass forwards cut out by McGregor. Christie has it, now it's with John McGinn.
Whoops.
He's gone back the way to Robertson as Norway break the deadlock in Larnaca against Cyprus. Cyprus 0, Norway 1.
It's not really a surprise, is it, Liam? We were out in Cyprus. We watched the game out there against Scotland. Definitely fancied Norway to get a win there.
Big deflection we're hearing. We don't know who the scorer is as yet. Picked up by Carvajal over on that right-hand side. It's Thomas Sorlot who's scored the goal. So Cyprus 0, Norway 1. Here's Rodri, midway inside the Scotland half. And then he turns it out to this left-hand side for Oyarzabal. He always seems to have more yards to work in, Rodri.
It just gets on the ball. It's just always available to receive a pass. It's incredible. It's just, and how he managed to find so much space as well. Never flustered on the ball. Just keeps it everything ticking along nicely for Spain.
0-0 here. 32.5 on the clock. The chip ball into the Scotland box comes right through to Angus Gunn, and that will do very nicely for the Scotland number 1.
Yeah,
He's got 4 clean sheets and his 6 caps coming into this.
It's good going. It's good going. It's a ball that they're trying a lot. It's just this, because we are so deep and we're so set in our 5, and they're finding it very difficult to pierce through us because of our numbers, and we're quite narrow. Then they're trying this wee chip ball over the top a lot. It's very difficult to execute it when there is so little space between the Scotland defence and actually the goalkeeper. It needs to be inch perfect.
We're at 12 to half-time. It's back with Unai Simon, the Spain goalkeeper. Again, Scotland had it. Angus Gunn released it and they give it away immediately. Yeah. He was being told to hurry up by the referee as well. As Gavi switches the play out to Balde on this near side. He's got Oyarzabal on the touchline if he wants him. He likes to go back the way to Laporte. He's under no pressure whatsoever as he slips it to Lenormand. And he rolls it low out to the right-hand side for Ferran Torres, who's got Gavi in behind. Really intelligent run, right-hand side of the box. Pulls it back for Oyarzabal. It's saved, but the rebound comes off the post. Wow, what a let-off for Scotland again here in Seville. It was Merino who's hit the post after the first bite from Oyarzabal. And it stays somehow. Spain 0, Scotland 0.
Oh, it's good play from Spain. The first one's a great block. It comes back out to Merino. He kind of catches it on the half volley. It's always moving away. You think it's going to go past the post, catches the inside of the post and goes right along the goalkeeper's line. incredible that stayed out. In fact, if it had hit Angus Gunn, because he dived down towards it, and it had gone into, ricocheted into the goal.
Hickey's given it away this time. Gavi out to Oyarzabal on this near side. Gets the cross ball in, but it's cut out, and it breaks back out to Baldi on the near side. Hickey wrestling with him, going down and winning Scotland the free kick. Look, it was always going to be the case. When you come here, you come to one of the giants of international football, they're always going to create chances. The fact of the matter is, there's a big fat 0 up there beside the Spanish flag on the big monitor off to our left and to our right, as there is underneath the Scotland flag. But this is a result that takes the Scots to the Euros.
Well, obviously we've got a bit to go yet, and we've been riding our luck, I would suggest, with the opportunity in the first minute, which really should have been a goal, and that one coming off the inside of the post. Yeah, I thought Dykes just led with his elbow a wee bit here when he went up
yellow
for
cards. Lyndon Dykes, he's claiming he got the ball here and leading with the arm. He's found himself in the Dutch ref's book. It's the first booking of the evening in the final 10 minutes of the first half, and a reminder that Norway's Alexander Sorloth has given them the lead against Cyprus in Larnaca.
It looked at from here. Unfortunately, we don't have monitors inside this stadium, so I can't see the replay. We're awfully high up and far away from the pitch in this stadium, so it certainly looked as though he led with his elbow.
Well, obviously the VAR will be very interested in that.
I'm not suggesting it was a red. I just think, he leads, maybe catches him.
Yeah. It looks as though it's been dealt with. Spain preparing to take the free kick. He's still chuntering away to the referees, Lyndon Dykes. And if's not quite ready to get this game back underway yet. Now he is. Baldi takes it to Rodri, and Dykes going to have to keep the head now.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's had the wee warning before that, 10 minutes or so ago. That's him now in the book. What you certainly can't do is go down to 10 men against this team.
He was playing in goal recently against Leeds.
Really?
Yeah, and Begovic, who's
from
the first choice
start
keeper there. No, Begovic gets sent off. He played the latter stage. He's kept a clean sheet though.
Fair play.
Only for a few minutes, right enough. It's Baldi for Spain on this near side.
Did you see Giroud's save during the week?
Yeah, that was
phenomenal.
It was an incredible game, because both goalkeepers got sent off in that one. In the Genoa-Milan game. It's on that right-hand side for Spain. Carvajal picking it up from Rodri. And back into the centre circle for Laporte. He'll then side-foot it to the right for Lenormand. Into Carvajal. It's a little delicate ball into the box again. Gavi, Hendry's to be careful. Gavi dancing around, rolling it back out wide for Ferran. Looks up, right foot cross ball, comes in, not clear by McKenna. And Rodri, the nonchalant chest to his right for Gavi. It's out on that far side again with Ferran Torres. To Rodri, to Laporte. Scotland just trying to tick the seconds down to the interval here. 37.5 on the clock. Spain with the ball in from the right. Breaks to Carvajal, who volleys across! Morata will turn it home, but the offside flag's up. And it stays Spain 0, Scotland 0.
Well, it's definitely offside. He certainly looked offside. The ball in, sensational. He's at full stretches. Morata just gets a wee toe to it. Let's just see.
Oh, I think he's on.
That's what I was thinking.
He looked on. The big screens, they don't normally put the contentious stuff up on the big screens, but he looked on when the ball was played across.
Screen's a long way away, right enough. What's the ref doing? Are they just letting it go?
No, he's obviously just off then.
Oh, right.
The Spanish supporters were getting excited there.
It's not great not having a monitor, is it?
Not ideal. Angus Gunn with a long ball forward then for Scotland. They've dodged a few in this first half, that's for sure. Christie out wide left looking for Robertson, sliding in as Lenormand to put it out for a throw into Scotland. So some serious respite here for the Scottish defenders and for their goalkeeper Angus Gunn, who actually hasn't had a save to make. The chances have been put wide, they've hit the post, and then that one there was offside.
I'll tell you what, if we get to half-time at 0-0, Liam, it is sensational what a position it puts us in. Just 45 minutes left to kind of hang in, and we have, as I've said twice already, rode our luck, but you need that luck, and we've carried a bit of luck throughout this campaign.
The ref's not happy with Jack Henry right now. Scotland have got a long throw opportunity level with the Spain penalty spot. Lyndon Dykes has gone over to that left-hand side to take it. Scotland attacking the goal to our right, which is the opposite end from where the Scotland supporters are. And a couple of St Andrews crosses dotted around elsewhere as the long throw comes in, flicked on, but it's going to go behind for the goal kick. It was McKenna who got his head to it. Goal kick, Spain, which Unai Simon takes quickly out to Balde on this near side. There is still a Fuente down there. He's 61-year-old with the suit on and the bright, sparkling new white trainers. It's quite the look.
They're very white.
It's going to be a Scotland free kick meantime.
Yeah, it was clever play from John. He felt the attention of the Spanish midfielder and just put himself to the deck. He had zero options in front of him, so clever play. Chance for us to launch another diag. In fact, Andy Robertson's coming over. It's going to be an in-swinger. Yeah. Similar to position to the one before. But
yeah, the Spanish public are not happy with it, the fact that it was a player on the opposite end of the pitch who's come over to this near side to take it. You think that's a bit of gamesmanship. Final 5 minutes of the first half, 0-0. Robertson takes it short rather than putting in the box to McGinn. It goes back to Hickey. Hickey surveys the Spanish box, moves it into the area. Unai Simon comes out, clatters Andy Robertson, and it's going to go against the Scotland skipper, who felt the full force of Unai Simon, who landed on top of him.
Yeah, the goalkeeper always comes out top in these situations, doesn't he? The referees always seem to favour the goalkeeper. I just hope Andy Robertson's all right, because it was a fair collision when Simon did come and try and catch the ball and clattered right into him. He's holding his shoulder. Let's hope it's not popped, because if it has, it's game over for Andy.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be ideal. No Kieran Tierney tonight. Scotland's record without Kieran Tierney in big games has been pretty shocking over the last year or two.
Yeah, I think you'd probably look at Hickey going over the other side and Patterson coming to this side, but let's hope it's nothing too bad. The medical team are on assessing him. It doesn't look ideal right enough.
Difficult to tell. We are, as Stephen
So
was saying,
high
way
up
up in the heavens here. It's a magnificent view of the pitch, unobstructed.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be behind the goal though. There's probably, I'd say, what do you think that is, a good 80 metres behind the goal before you get to where the fans are sitting. This
stadium is designed to host the Olympics, the Summer Olympics, which never came to Seville. They tried to get them in 2008 it was. 2008 they hoped to get it and they didn't get it. And previous to that, I think the 2004 games they were bidding for as well. The stadium was built primarily with Olympics in mind, and a big running track round it. Yeah,
you can see that. You can see that. I mean, it's still an impressive stadium, but you know, I prefer them closer to the pitch.
This is the 12th time it's hosted a Spanish international football match. It includes their 3 group matches at Euro 2020. But I'm afraid, folks, Andy Robertson's game's over. The skipper, there's obviously a problem with the shoulder, as Stephen was hinting at, and Robertson cannot continue, and his place is going to Nathan Patterson. So Aaron Hickey will go over to left back with Patterson playing on the right, presumably.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think, what will happen. I mean, how's your luck? Tierney and Robertson, you know, two absolute superstar left backs, and now both injured.
Yeah, that's a blow. On comes Nathan Patterson. In fairness, Patterson and Hickey would get into many international teams.
Yeah, but
they'd be first picks.
Yeah, but not quite get the same level of experience.
No,
big game experience.
It's true. Playing at the top level though in the Premier League with Everton, Patterson, and he replaces Robertson. It's moved back by Balde. Robertson does appear to be really struggling down there.
Yeah, if it's a dislocation, I mean, it came out a while with that. It depends how bad the damage is when it's come out of the joint, but hopefully it's not too bad.
Get news of that later. 0-0 in Seville. Approaching 44 minutes. Clearly they'll bolt on a couple at the end of the first half for that injury stoppage. Here's Balde for Spain. Can Scotland get to half-time at 0-0? Spain will feel aggrieved that they're not at least one goal ahead. Here's Laporte. He's striding forward now into the final third. Rolls it out to the left for Balde. We're in the 45th minute here. Laporte to Rodri, right-footed ball. Crosses it to the right-hand side of the box. Carvajal takes it down beautifully. Gets a shot away with the left, but it's blocked. Breaks back out to that far side, though. A couple in the middle want it, and eventually Merino took too long. And it goes right back through to Angus Gunn.
Well, the referee should have stopped play, I think. You know, when the ball, the initial shot was hit, it hits, I think it's Callum McGregor in the back of the head, and he went down instantly. So that's a head knock. So for me, the whistle should have gone before the rest of that move played on. Thankfully, he's back to his feet. Certainly could not be doing with losing him as well as Andy Robertson. Two key players for us.
He's an absolute machine, Callum McGregor.
Just churns the games out.
Yeah. 56th cap for him tonight. 4 minutes have been added on at the end of the first half. We're into the first of them. Spain 0, Scotland 0. Cyprus 0, Norway 1. In Larnaca, Alexander Sorloth has given the Norwegians the lead in the first half of that game. Which, going by the statistics in front of me, they are utterly dominating, as you would expect. Here's Patterson's first touch of the ball in the centre circle. He rolls it back the way to Hendry. And now he finds McKenna out to Hickey over on the far side. Now playing at left wing back. Back to Hendry, then back to Hickey. A little bit of space ahead of him, fires it forward, asking a lot of Dykes to get there though. Lenormand gets there first and he goes back to his keeper, who is the reason Andy Robertson had to come off. A heavy looking touch there by Laporte, gets away with it, breaks back to Lenormand and then forward onto the halfway line for Merino. Real Sociedad player out to Barcelona's Torres, now with Carvajal. And then Rodri spreads the play out to Balde on this near side. To the left angle of the box for Oyarzabal, back to Balde. Oyarzabal has it again. Here's Laporte, back out to Balde. Level with 18, dropping the shoulder, checking his run. Up against Patterson, rolls it low into the Scotland box, but it's mopped up nicely by Patterson. He gets there ahead of Gavi. And Scotland get it away, and a good little flick there by Dykes. Christie can't get onto it though, as Lenormand knocks it forward. Patterson will pick it up, and he's going to try and see it behind for the goal kick. He's failed to do so though. Balde nicks it off him, but then runs into Porteous. Porteous goes down, and that's going to be a Scotland free kick inside their own box. And Nathan Patterson, he's just on, gets away with it.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to run the ball out the pitch, and it's going ever so slowly, and Balde is rapid. He gets the other side of him, manages to just get a toe, keep it in play, and then actually makes a really poor decision, Balde. He should have done better in that situation. Thankfully, Porteous was over quickly to kind of help Patterson out. Well, excuse him, he's only just on the pitch. His decision-making and breathing won't be quite up to speed yet, but nearly a costly mistake.
Angus Gunn with the long ball forward then from the free kick that was awarded there on Porteous. Dykes with a header and gives it away as McTominay tries to get himself involved in the game. We've barely mentioned him as he twists and turns, but there's no way out, and Spain have it back to Carvajal. Forward to Morata, now with Gavi. Carvajal goes away in the overlap. First half stoppage time here. His cross cut out though by Hickey, and out for a Spain throw-in level with the Scotland 18. Moving in towards the final minute of the 4 that were added. Norway leading 1-0 at half-time in Cyprus. It's just gone half-time there. Here's Rodri for the hosts. Forward to Ferran Torres, fires it back to Lenormand. Spain going to hit the front before the break. They've got 60 seconds to do so. Scotland 60 seconds away from getting to half-time at 0-0 as McTominay's chopped to the ground by Merino. Bit of frustration from the Real Sociedad midfielder, and he joins Lyndon Dykes in the book. Yellow carded, the first of the Spanish players to be cautioned. Spain 0, Scotland 0.
Right decision. Really silly challenge. I think you're right, it is frustration. You know, Spain have had so much of the ball, but they're finding it difficult to break us down. 2-3 really good moments, 2-3 really good chances, but largely we're keeping them in front of us, frustrating them, which is the game plan.
How comfortably are you sitting watching this?
I'm fairly comfortable, Liam. I'm fairly comfortable.
Angus Gunn will take the free kick. And the seconds ticking down. There's less than 10 seconds left of the stoppage time. Long ball forward. Dykes trying to get onto it, goes off him and out for a throw-in, but there's no time to take it. It's half-time in Seville. Norway leading in Cyprus here. As it stands, Scotland are qualifying for the Euros tonight. 0-0 at the interval, the 4 minutes added on at the end there. They've had to ride their luck at times, that's for sure. There's been several Spanish opportunities, in fact a minute only on the clock when Ferran Torres found himself in on goal. He somehow managed to put it wide, low effort, past the right-hand post. And Scotland dodged a really early one there. Marino went on later on to hit the post. They had to survive a Morata goal being chopped off for offside. And they had to suffer the blow of losing their captain Andy Robertson to injury after he was clattered by the Spain goalkeeper Unai Simon. In innocuous fashion, he was going for a high ball. Robertson actually gave away the free kick, but it was he who came off the worst, and he's gone off with what looks like a shoulder injury. So, the end of what was 49 minutes of football, and so far so good in Andalusia for Steve Clarke and his men. At half-time in the Cartuja, it is Spain 0, Scotland 0.
Scotland in the Euro 2024 qualifiers.
Brilliant from Scotland!
This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland.
Well, it has certainly been nerve-wracking at times. Absolutely, right at the very start, but goalless. Scotland have got to the break. 0-0. Norway in front in Larnaca. Alexander Sorloth it was with a goal, but they have been certainly going by the feed. I'm just looking at the UEFA feed. This is a 6-minute spell, middle of the half, and it starts with Anderson Correa, Cyprus blocks a shot. Sorloth, Norway has a shot blocked. Alland, Norway has an effort on goal. Mal, Cyprus makes a save. Halland, Norway misses the target. Sorloth, Norway misses the target. Odegaard, Norway misses the target. It sounds like it's been a one-way street, and they did eventually get the goal through Alexander Sorloth, 33 minutes. So they are doing what they have to do. As things stand, Norway and, of course, Scotland are also doing what Scotland have to do. I think we might have found this hard to believe the way the game started, but we've got to the interval 0-0, albeit now minus our captain, Andy Robertson, who went off with what looked like a very painful arm or shoulder injury towards the end of the half. Willie Miller just sitting nice and comfortable there, not too concerned about what's going on.
Well, a couple of opportunities, two good opportunities. The first one, Torres should have no doubt finished that chance, and it was early in the game as well, and we were kind of ripped open a little bit. So we got away with one there, and then it was Marino who had the strike with the left foot that came off the post, and how that doesn't go in, Richard. It comes off the post at such a narrow angle that it drifts across the goal line as well. If it was a little bit steeper, the angle, it would have hit Angus Gunn and ended up in the back of the net as well. So two big chances, two big opportunities. We're a little bit fortunate, but other than that, I mean, one or two other chances that's flashed across the goal or from set pieces. But I think generally what Spain would need to do to disrupt a well-organised Scotland side is to up the tempo, up the pace a little bit, and be a little bit more direct once they get in and around the box. It's all just a little bit too pedestrian, I think, from their point of view. It's great for Scotland. I think Scotland are dealing with it well. It's definitely a low block, perhaps parking the bus, that used to be called. But it's working a treat, and there's very few spaces in general build-up that they're allowing Spain to take advantage of. So yes, a little bit of luck in these two occasions. So they've shown nothing. Scotland have shown nothing in terms of an attacking side, have they? I think they had the Lyndon Dykes one that he put the cross into the box. Apart from that, I don't think there's any shots and goals, any real threats at the other end. But I don't think that they're there to have a threat. Steve Clarke says before the game it's about trying to have the threat, but I don't think they're particularly interested in having that threat. And it doesn't really matter if they get a 0-0 at the end of this, then it's fabulous. Or even if it goes into the last 10 minutes and Spain get a little bit nervous, then there might be opportunities for Scotland. But so far, it's been a really defensive operation, and the operation has certainly went well.
Forays forward have been few and far between. A couple of early crosses once the initial furore had died down. There was the Christie break down the right just before the half-hour mark. John McGinn, wiped out on the edge of the box, or the referee clearly decided the two players just ran into each other. And then, of course, the only other break really was when Andy Robertson got injured. The ball was in the net 7 minutes before half-time. I know the guys doing the commentary there, Craig, they don't have the monitor, and they're obviously relying on the big screens. And initially they put up the first cross.
Yeah, I was confused myself when I saw that.
Because he was absolutely miles offside when he did put it up. It was the second cross that he got in the end of. And thankfully he was clearly offside. Liam was asking Stephen, are you feeling quite calm, quite relaxed? How would you place your state of mind right now in terms of the Scottish football team?
Right, so things are going just about according to plan. I mean, we've had to rely on Spain missing 2 good chances. But this is the type of performance and the type of game that Steve Clarke excelled at Kilmarnock.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable at it, digging out draws or digging out 1-0 victories. And his players trusted him and believed what he was telling them. And this group of players are the same. They trust him, they believe what he's telling them. And we've had a little bit of luck, but the game is going according to plan.
It's just about getting it to remain that way for the next 45 minutes, isn't it?
I can't promise that, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to see more of the same.
Yeah.
Now, the only time I think there'll be a change of any kind is if we do concede a goal. Then there might be some sort of change in mind. I'm sure Steve's got something in mind if we do lose a goal. I would suggest that even if we do lose a goal early part of the second half, there's no need to go gung-ho. We could we just hang in there and see if we can get a goal in the last sort of 10 minutes or so. So I think it's good so far. I mean, I didn't expect this to be a classic. And I knew it was going to be sort of a dogged defensive display that was required, and that's what we've seen so far.
It's good from a result point of view, isn't it, so far? But
yeah,
there's nothing to be spoken about in terms of Scotland causing them any issues whatsoever, really. But it's a well-organised, well-disciplined performance, and a 0-0 result against Spain away from home in Seville is a fabulous result.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think we really care. We've no responsibility, I don't think, to go out there and do anything other than try to get a result, and a draw, a 0-0 draw would be a fabulous result for us, and that's obviously what the manager's looking for. And as Craig says, he's a master at it, isn't he? When we've watched him. When he's lined up he's Kilmarnock side. He's got a reputation for it. He's well organised, they're well disciplined. It's definitely the 5 at the back. And Spain are disappointing though, I would suggest. Some of their passing has been a bit wayward, particularly early in the game. They've been giving the ball away, and I just think they need to up the tempo a bit to try and disrupt Scotland, because it's just too easy for Scotland just now. They're just playing in front of them. There's nobody taking anybody on. Balls are going into wide areas, but the full-backs are not interested really in trying to hit bylines. So
that's
all
the
going well.
interesting thing, Willie, because that's not drawn any Scottish players out of the central area.
No.
And that's playing into our hands.
They're not disrupting them in any way.
They're not, no, and it's working for us, so hopefully they don't.
Yeah.
Start taking people on in wide areas.
Yeah, if it continues the way it's going, then it's fine for us. And listen, they are going to create opportunities because they're a team that are capable of creating opportunities. And at times you've got to, ride that luck a little bit. And we have done that, but generally, I think we've coped with them very well.
Now, just in terms of the stats, Liam made the point, was it 16 minutes in, it was 83% possession, which was remarkable. It was down to 65% by half-time. Scotland hadn't had a single attempt on goal. Probably one of the key or one of the telling aspects, and Stephen mentioned this during commentary, favourite, passing accuracy. We've not had a lot of the ball, but we've only had 67% accuracy. The Spanish are at 90, which is probably less than they would want as well, but 67% passing accuracy means, Craig, you're giving the ball back to the opposition far too often, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, and neither of the players supporting Lyndon Dykes are going to run beyond. There's no need to at this minute in time. So when we're under pressure at the back and the boys are feeling a little bit tense, they're going forward and they're looking for Linden. He's won a couple, but I don't think that Christie and John McGinn are in too much of a hurry to chase that ball in amongst a set back four. You know, it's quite difficult for them to pick up the second ball, so they're not attempting it. And it's just the release of pressure from the defenders. There's no short passes available, or they're worried about getting cut out, so they go long to Lyndon Dykes. If they could play the passes just a tiny little bit shorter and round about his chest area, rather than, you know, making it a 50-50 in the air, I'm sure he could get free kicks and bring the ball down, and he's quite clever in those situations. And I just think that the balls that are up to him are just 50-50s at best, maybe even worse than that.
And the thing is, he doesn't want to be leading with that elbow on another occasion, because he'll be off the field. There's no doubt that the elbow was too high, and the yellow card was well deserved. But if he goes in like that again, then I think the referee will have him off the pitch.
Is it the sort of the game where you might be looking to change that front man, I don't know, maybe an hour in anyway, because presumably he will have expended an awful lot of energy trying to do the kind of closing down that he's trying to do?
You'll see Shea Adams, I'm sure. I'm convinced of that. I think he'll come on the field maybe after another 15 minutes, half an hour maximum, but I think he'll come on because at some point he'll be looking for fresh legs and somebody to run the channels, and to be able to take that pressure off just for 20 seconds, you know. It's enough just to get a breather.
Incidentally, they've restarted in Larnaca. They're running a few minutes ahead of the game in Seville. Still 1-0 Norway, a couple of minutes going in the second half. Cyprus 0, Norway 1. So as it stands, Norway doing what they need to try to extend and keep alive their hopes of being in the mix. Scotland, though, would be, well, extinguishing any Norwegian dreams if they can see this through. There's no point in any of us getting carried away in any way, shape or form right now, because let's be honest, I mean, there's every chance. There's 50, 51, 52 minutes to go. A couple of things that really struck me. There was Liam mentioned McTominay getting fouled by Marino right at the end of the half there. Scott McTominay has been our man of the campaign so far. I have barely heard his name mentioned, and that's just simply down to the role he's playing and the way the Spanish are taking the game to us.
Yeah, I mean, he's been sacrificed, hasn't he? You know, for the good of the result. And, you know, that the manager can make these decisions. You might not be happy with it, Richard, and some of the fans, I'm sure, will not be happy with it. But if it gets a result, you know, at the end of this game, and it's 0-0,
justified then, isn't it?
It's justified. It certainly is. You know, but it's a big call. It's a big call from Steve Clarke to do that. But he believes in, you know, his own ability to grind out results, and you know, he hasn't been mentioned at all. But there hasn't been too many Scottish players being mentioned, really, has there?
But him, McTominay and McGregor doing a power of work in there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're filling gaps all over the place, you know.
It's the sort of performances that you wouldn't want from players who you have in your fantasy league team, because you get absolutely nothing for that, but they come off the pitch exhausted because of all the hard work they've done and sacrifice, as you say, sacrifice themselves almost for the team. Yeah,
and I think that's what it's about tonight, isn't it? You know, it's about getting that draw and finishing top of the group, because that draw would give you, you know, a fabulous chance of finishing top of the group. And what a sensational result that would be. So I think you should be more than willing to sacrifice yourself for a game.
And they're doing it.
Yeah,
they're doing it. And I think he's dropped McTominay back down, knowing that McTominay's got the legs to cover the ground. And McGregor just never stops. He's incredible, honestly, he is. I mean, I keep an eye on him sometimes. He's watching. He's never still for a moment, particularly when the opposition have possession of the ball. He does a wonderful job, really does.
Well, he's going to have to keep doing it, as indeed are the other 10 Scots on the field. Andy Robertson off injured just before half-time. Looked a sore one, actually, as he fell. Just it kind of opened up his shoulder joint, I think. The way he tumbled to the ground, the goalkeeper landing on top of him as well. So really tough for Andy. So we've now got Nathan Patterson on at right wing back, Aaron Hickey across at the left, where he'll be absolutely comfortable. It's Porteous, Henry and McKenna, the line in front of Angus Gunn. But let's be honest, even the players ahead of them are having to do a power of defensive work, and McTominay and McGregor, McGinn and Christie, and even Lyndon Dykes having to drop back quite often, try to stem the flow of the Spanish attacks. They have had the ball in the net, but clearly offside. They have come agonisingly close from their point of view when they hit the post. They've missed a couple of big opportunities. So it hasn't been plain sailing by any manner of means, but Scotland have got it to the interval 0-0. The teams are back out. We could be 45 minutes away from clinching our place at the Euros. It looks as if there is going to be a change for the Spanish at half-time. I'll let Liam and Tomo talk you through that and the rest of the action.
Yeah, just getting confirmation of the Spain change in just a moment. Scotland looking to get the job done tonight, can they? 45 minutes plus stoppages away from a place at the European Championship finals in Germany next year. So there's confirmation of the change. Alejandro Balde of Barcelona is the player who's going to be withdrawn, and he was actually pretty lively in the first half, so it's probably good news for Scotland that he has gone off. And it looks as though his place has gone to Francisco Garcia, wearing the number 19 for Spain. So those are the changes made. Scotland just before half-time, forced to bring Andy Robertson off. And Spain, I'm not sure if they've actually made a double change there at the start of the second half. I think we're just waiting on confirmation of that as Spain get the second half underway. They're going left to right, and they have made a double change in Spain, and they're just announcing that one right now. And I mentioned Fran Garcia and Brian Zaragoza, who scored twice against Barcelona at the weekend, and the changes will see Balde and Oyarzabal come off. And Zaragoza's second goal against Barca at the weekend was outstanding, and it's his first international call-up, so he's on to try and make a difference, wearing the number 10. Scotland in the all-white change kit with navy flashes, Spain the red shirts, navy shorts and socks. Scotland going right to left in the second half. So I'm not sure if it's injury related, but if it's not, then De La Fuente, the Spanish coach, is clearly not happy with the way it's going.
Well, not down that left-hand side, apparently, Liam. It's the left back and the left wide player, both hooked.
There's Callum McGregor for Scotland, who are unchanged from the team that ended the first half, with Patterson replacing Robertson. As that goes back to Angus Gunn. Dinks it out to that right-hand side. He's looking for Patterson. It's nodded away, though, by the Spanish defender, Garcia. And then down on this near side, Scotland get themselves a free kick. Christie brought crashing to the ground by Carvajal.
Yeah, didn't look as though there was that much in it. He certainly didn't think it was a foul, did Carvajal, but we'll take it and gladly take it. I mean, the first half, you look at it, no shots, no corners, 23% possession, just 100 passes made in that first half from us. But who cares? You know, we're not here to be pretty tonight. We're here to get the job done, which we're halfway towards doing.
Scotland free kick left in the centre circle, which will be taken by McGinn, who's got the captain's armband now that Robertson's off. Left-footed. It's a chip ball to the left-hand side of the box for Porteous. He wins the header, nods it for goal, but too much on it for Dykes, and it comes right through to Unai Simon, who clutches on. 47 in, 0-0. Does that count as an effort and target?
We'll take it. We'll take it.
It's Fran Garcia over on the far side, Real Madrid player. This is his first cap. So he's got inexperienced players to try and jolt some life into his team. It's De La Fuente. All down the far side, aimed for Dykes. Christie gets in there and goes down, but he's put it out for a throw-in to Spain over on the far side. So they go left to right. Rodri in possession, moves it to right of the centre circle for Carvajal. Left-footed out to Ferran Torres on this near side. And shifted in field to Merino. Merino to Carvajal. Out to Ferran Torres, level with the edge of the D of the Scotland box. And back to Carvajal, one of the experienced campaigners in the Spanish squad. Out to the far side, Garcia to Zaragoza, moving in field, lovely skill, away from one, he's away from two, he's at the edge of the box, he shoots for goal, and it's over the crossbar. It will be a goal kick to Scotland, but that's a real announcement there from Zaragoza on his Spain debut.
Yeah, he's touched the ball twice since he's come on from half-time, and both times it's been absolutely sensational. Looks incredibly sharp. That was superb play from him. Cutting inside from the left onto his right foot, skipping past two challenges, and the shot wasn't a million miles away.
Scoring twice against Barcelona probably gives you that bit of
a wee bit of confidence,
adrenaline, confidence. Plays for Granada, who threw away a 2-0 lead actually against Barca at the weekend. A 2-2 draw. Here is Lenormand for Spain. Just outside his box, squaring it to Laporte. Out to the left-hand side for Fran Garcia. Faced by Christie, he moves infield. Garcia then turns it out to Zaragoza on the left-hand touchline and back into his own half for Laporte. A walking pace now into the centre circle. Scotland with everyone inside their own half as they shift from right to left, trying to keep eyes on these Spanish players, popping it around, looking for a way through. Laporte out to Zaragoza on the far side, fancies taking on Patterson, who body checks him, and Spain will get a free kick over on that far side, level with the edge of the D of the Scotland box.
You can see why he's brought him on. Every time he gets the ball, he wants to try and be so positive. The guys were chatting in the studio at half-time about the Spanish players not taking players on, not committing. Scotland defenders playing in front of him. This guy is going to take you on every time he gets the ball. Decent area this for Spain as well.
Yeah, he looks good, doesn't he? Zaragoza, 22 years of age. Wasn't involved at any youth level for Spain. Under 21s, 19s, nothing.
I think that's the same for John McGinn.
Free kick, just a couple of yards from the far side touchline. As I say, it's almost level with the Scotland box, the edge of it. The Dutch ref just speaking to the two Spain players out there, Ferran Torres and Zaragoza, who won the free kick in the first place. A big line of players along the 18. Torres steps over it. Zaragoza then leaves it for Torres into the back post, and it's Lenormand who couldn't quite get there. Well, it was the old Aberdeen against Bayern Munich in that Cup Winners' Cup quarter-final at Pittodrie. They made it look as though they'd botched the situation. Torres left it for Zaragoza, and then eventually Zaragoza left it for Torres again, and he whipped it in. Really good ball. Nobody in the end of it. Stays 0-0.
Yeah, I think he was offside. The flag didn't go up, but I just caught a glance at the big screen there. It is a clever free kick, though. Just kind of unsettling the line of Scotland and then throwing it in as they were trying to kind of recover the situation. Really dangerous ball, but Lenormand could not make contact, thankfully. Offside anyway, I would have said.
In the 52nd minute, 0-0. Torres popping it through to Morata, who's offside. Scotland free kick. It's just about trying to keep these Spanish players in that frustrated mindset, which you could see was becoming more and more of an issue as the first half wore on.
And the crowd will start to bite as well, Liam, the longer this goes. Game plan is certainly working from Steve Clarke.
Gunn with the free kick for Scotland, midway inside his own half. The shrill whistles from the Spanish fans. The length of time Gunn's taken, they're not happy with it. He takes it now, though, up towards Dykes. Lenormand beats him, though, in the jump, but then a misunderstanding in the middle of the pitch has allowed Scotland in. Dykes finds McGinnis at the edge of the area, back into Christie. Couldn't get it dug out from under his feet. It bounced off him and back into the grasp of Unai Simon. Spain gave it away, but that was good build-up from Scotland, and Christie Sohn very nearly in.
Yeah, the ball to him was quite a pace from John McGinn. If it was so John could maybe just get his head down and get a shot away. He was only 18 yards out and he poked this pass through to Christie. Really difficult to control. I don't think he was expecting it. Just bounced away from him.
Merino for Spain, back to Rodri. Under pressure from Christie, fires it out to the left-hand side for Garcia. Rolls it to Zaragoza against Patterson, who defends it well this time. He clears his lines well too, flicked on by Christie, but only for Laporte's benefit. He's found his old clubmate Rodri. And then it's swept out to Carvajal on this near side into the central area for Merino. Digs it out to Zaragoza over on that far side. Fires it across to the outside of the boot, and Porteous slices it behind for the corner. Spain 0, Scotland 0.
Yeah, as I said, every time this guy gets on the ball, Zaragoza, you think something's going to happen. Really clever cross with the outside of his right foot into a dangerous area. Porteous trying to clear it. A wee bit of LBW, and it goes high over the bar.
Very good. Corner. In swinger. Headed away by Henry. Didn't know much about it. McTominay goes up there and clashes with Merino, who isn't a yellow card. McTominay is now down, having felt the force of that. Saw Merino get booked for a professional foul in the first half. So we take on to 54. And Scotland have a free kick inside their own penalty area.
It's difficult to see. The ball spun high up into the air. Clearly it was a foul. From here I couldn't see if it was deserved of a yellow card, but the Scotland players immediately surrounding the referee, looking to know he's on a yellow. It make life an awful lot easier if they were down to 10.
Again, Angus Gunn taking his time over it. He's operating on the right side of the law just about at the moment as it comes out to this near side. Carvajal wins the header. Henry comes across and nods it straight back out for a Spain throw-in. Down on this near side. It remains 1-0 to the Norwegians in Cyprus. It remains 0-0 here, where it matters at the moment. Laporte out to that left-hand side for Garcia. Exchanges passes with Zaragoza. And then the big switch out to Carvajal on this near side. Into the centre circle for Rodri. Flicks it to his left for Laporte. Across halfway he goes. Scotland player standing firm. It's knocked forward to Morata. Morata then into the feet of Merino. To his right is Carvajal. Getting closer to the penalty area. Chip ball into the box. It's going to fall to Morata on the back end of it. And he's gone for goal. It's just wide. Unorthodox effort from the left angle of the 6-yard box. Alvaro Morata. He managed to get goal side of Porteous. Good skill, but he can't find the target, and it's the latest one dodged by Scotland. It stays 0 each.
It's phenomenal control. It really is from Morata. Takes a touch, skips it past the challenge, tries to curl it into the top corner, and he is inches away from doing so. Great close control and skill. Very unlucky. That's our latest warning shot.
Angus Gunn had a really long, nervous look over his shoulder there as that ball whistled past him. Here's Morata again. McKenna with a good header, preventing it from getting through to Ferran Torres, as Hickey does well to get it all the way back to Gunn. You listen to Sports Sound here, BBC Radio Scotland, across the frequencies, on digital, online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. Scotland in friendly action next up on Tuesday in Lille in north-east France. That will be the next match on the horizon. Clearly not as important as this one. If they don't qualify tonight, it's Norway-Spain in Oslo on Sunday evening. And that could be party time for the Scotland supporters. Jack Hendry, meantime, as it stands, it's happening tonight. Porteous out to Patterson, chips it forward for Dykes. Flick back to McGinn. He just loses out though. Rodri wins it back. Now Carvajal, the edge of the centre circle. Forward it comes to Gavi. Out back to Merino, and then out wide right for Ferran Torres. Taking on Hickey. Gets the cross ends. A wonderful ball whipped right across the bows of Gunn. No takers though. Zaragoza picks up the scraps on the far side, and it's an ambitious touch from him as he puts it behind for the goal kick. And it stays Spain 0, Scotland 0. What a ball in that was.
Sensational ball from Ferran Torres. Just surprised that Morata wasn't there to pounce on it. Don't know whether he's caught out slightly, sleeping a wee bit, but great from Torres. Skips past the defender, puts it into such an incredible area between Gunn and our centre halves, and no takers. I've seen a few of those tonight that have just flashed past Gunn's face.
You're going to stick your head in that cross, aren't you?
I would have loved that cross, 100%.
Long ball from Gunn, flicked on by Dykes, helped on its way by Hickey, and Christie could be in behind here, left-hand side of the box. There's no support right now Gets the ball across, comes off the defender though, and Spain will come away with it with Dani Carvajal. It's actually well defended by Laporte up against Christie. But it's given away by Carvajal, going back towards his own byline. Christie goes down, and Scotland have a free kick to the left-hand side of the Spain penalty area, and Carvajal's been booked.
Shocking bit of defending. Shocking bit of defending from Carvajal, trying to spin out of a situation there when he's under severe pressure. This is a fantastic chance for us, it really is.
Left-hand side of the area, and it's level with the 6-yard line, just about. Norway, incidentally, have gone 2-0 up on Cyprus, and of course, Erling Haaland has got his goal. So, if Scotland are going to qualify tonight, they're going to have to do it themselves. That much is clear. Cyprus 0, Norway 2. But what can Scotland conjure up here? And what's been a dreamlike campaign, can they find a sensational lead here in Seville? McTominay over the free kick. He's blasted for goal himself, he's found it! Oh my goodness me! Oh my word, Scott McTominay! The magic man of this campaign has just found the top right corner from the free kick on the left-hand side, and Scotland have an incredible lead in Andalusia on a night where they could qualify for the European Championship with 1 point. They now have 3 in their grasp, thanks to Scott McTominay, the goal machine, who's done it again. A quite incredible moment for McTominay and for the Scotland supporters over there. An incredible campaign has just got even more incredible. It is, and listen to this: Spain 0, Scotland 1.
I honestly cannot believe what I've just seen. That is an unbelievable free kick from Scott McTominay. What's the referee doing here? He's booking the goalkeeper.
He's booking Unai Simon. The Spain players are all complaining about something.
Don't tell me this is going to VAR.
What could it possibly be for? Oh yes, he's coming over, have a look at it. Well, this might not stand. What on earth has happened? Has there been some kind of foul in the box as McTominay's taken it?
I certainly
saw what else could it be?
Well, it couldn't be anything else, really. Unless somebody's blocked the goalkeeper off. Maybe that's why he's booked.
Well, we have got no replays, so we are none the wiser. We know as much as you do. The referee's down there, he's got his hand to his ear, he's looking at the monitor. From what I'm hearing back in Glasgow in the studio is they have no idea what it is he's been called over to look at. Simon, the goalkeeper, was booked in the wake of all that. There's a suggestion there might have been a push by Jack Hendry on the keeper. The referee's made his mind up.
Oh no, you're kidding me.
And it doesn't look as though this is going to stand. Oh no, he has given it. He has given it.
Oh no, he's not. He pointed to the
centre circle.
He's going to get the ball, maybe.
He's getting the ball.
What's he doing?
Oh, confusion reigns in Seville. It says no goal on the big screen. No goal.
You are kidding me.
Spain free kick. So forget all that happened there. McTominay's goal doesn't stand. They've ruled it out for whatever reason, whatever it is they've seen. It's Hendry on the keeper's what it is. And apparently a tiny push in Unai Simon.
I can't wait to see that back. I
mean, goal.
Honestly, that is heartbreak. What a goal it was. I never even get the chance to describe it. It was simply incredible, the technique from Scott McTominay to put it in from where he was, which was just a yard in from the byline into the top corner. That is just as harsh as it gets.
What's he pointing to the centre spot
he
for?
Did. I have no idea. The ref's having one.
Well, deflating for the Scotland supporters. Spain come forward with Ferran Torres down the right-hand side, and he's won the corner of Patterson, or Hickey rather. Heads are swimming, my head's swimming.
No wonder. I mean, you know, such a high to a low within the space of seconds. I mean, McTominay's celebration is worth the admission fee alone.
It all counts for nothing. Spain short corner. Zaragoza flights it in. It's headed half away, knocked towards goal, comes towards Morata from Gavi, but it goes behind for the goal kick. Spain 0, Scotland 0. 63 minutes played. Let's let a little chat with Willie and Craig who have had the opportunity to see, I'm sure, several replays of that. I don't know who wants to speak first. Who's more annoyed?
I mean, it's first and foremost, it's brilliant by McTominay, but Hendry does push the goalkeeper, and I mean, I would contend that the goalkeeper, if he hadn't pushed him, I think he would have got it.
Yeah. There's a definite push. Yeah, there's a definite push. It's not much. There's no much in it at all. But he has interfered with the goalkeeper. Don't think the goalkeeper's getting it either. You know, it's rather silly. If he just stays out, it's a goal. Goalkeeper's not getting it. But unfortunately, there is the push, and the referee goes and he sees that up close, and he makes a call.
Here comes Spain. Dani Carvajal with a cross ball, and Gunn comes out and clutches onto it, just to the edge of his 6-yard box. So 63 and a half on the clock. It is goalless in Seville.
Sounds like the guys have called it as a
correct decision.
Oh, yeah, which is so harsh. And Hendry, why is he doing it? Why is he getting involved?
What a strike from McTominay as well. He's so
ridiculous.
far away. He's level with the 6-yard line. In fact, he was closer to the byline than that. And he's found the top reverse corner. But it didn't count. The referee teased the Scotland supporter some more by pointing to the centre circle.
Well, that was quite a few minutes, that, Liam.
Spain have it with Laporte out to the left-hand side for Garcia. It's now with Merino, who gets it from Gavi, and then Lenormand up to the edge of the penalty area. It's now with Ferran Torres, digs it out. Gavi drives it across towards the penalty spot, too high for Zaragoza. Picked up wide on the left by Garcia, who swings it in towards the back post. Just bounces all the way through to Gavi on this near side. Rolls it back to the right angle of the area for Carvajal. Square ball to Laporte, back out wide right for Gavi. This is a menacing move by the Spanish. Gavi's cross block, comes back to him though, crosses in, headed away by Dykes. And now picked up by Laporte in the centre circle as Spain come again. Here's Rodri. He's got Merino to his right, finds him. Merino dinks it out to the left-hand side for Zaragoza again. Up against Patterson, it's another really decent ball in, maybe just a bit too much on it this time, in fact, as it sails behind, over with the corner flag on this near side for a goal kick. Spain 0, Scotland 0. There's 25 of the 90 left.
They're putting so many crosses into our box, but we're defending them well enough. We really are.
There was a brief replay of McTominay's ghost goal there. Norway go 3-0 up against Cyprus. And Larnaca.
Another Haaland goal.
Yeah.
No surprise.
Haaland double. And we're just getting a chance. In fact, Tomo, the guys here have got a replay for you of the McTominay free kick just to our left. So Tom will have a look at that and give us his informed opinion.
Can't really see.
As Rodri picks up and rolls it forward here to Merino, midway inside Scottish territory, out to the left-hand side for Zaragoza, looking for an option in the middle. In comes the cross, comes off the head of Morata and goes high over the crossbar, and that will be a Scotland goal kick. Morata's taking a dull one to the face, and then Gavi comes in, gets involved with Jack Hendry, and there's the Spanish frustrations coming out again.
Well, Andy was just saying to him, get up, you've not been touched, sort of thing. He did get his head on the ball, couldn't direct it goalwards, and Henry kind of leaning over him saying, just get up, you.
Spain changes. Carvajal is going to come off, be replaced by the veteran Jesus Navas, who's been in the Spanish side so long that he played in the World Cup final in Johannesburg when Andres Iniesta's goal won them the tournament. And the other player to come off is Mikel Merino, who's been extremely busy as Navas gets the warm welcome from his home fans. He's from Seville. And the other change sees Maysoon Sunset come on, as that's moved back by Lenormand to his goalkeeper. Long ball forward up towards halfway. The referee blows the whistle. Free kick's been given to Spain inside the centre circle, just about on the halfway line. Oyhan Sunset plays for Athletic Bilbao, very talented player, goal-scoring threat as well. As Spain come forward to the edge of the area, it's now on the right-hand side. The low ball across is cut out, and it was Navas involved. And then down the right, it was actually Garcia who'd actually pulled off to the right, the left back. And it has resulted in a Spain corner, which Ferran Torres is going to take. We're into the final quarter of the match, 0-0. Norway 3-0 up and cruising in Larnaca. Outswinging delivery coming up from Ferran Torres. The Spain coach, Luis de la Fuente, down there waving his hand frantically as the corner comes into the box. Headed clear by Dykes. Scraps are picked up by Navas, out to the left-hand side. Garcia. In comes the cross. It's a deep one towards the smallest player in the pitch in Zaragoza, but it's gone over his head and behind. And that will be a goal kick to Scotland, and it stays Spain 0, Scotland 0.
The clock is ticking onwards, Liam.
Yeah. Well, the closer you get to the result, the more nervous it gets. A draw is enough, because that would mean Scotland would have the better head-to-head against the Spanish. Norway would then be very interested in the game on Sunday in Oslo, as they look to try and finish in the top two. Could it be that Spain don't qualify for this tournament? Unlikely, you would say.
Well, it doesn't bother me who else qualifies.
No.
As long as we do.
It is Spain on the ball with Rodri driving forward and losing it, but being fouled, says the referee, by Ryan Christie. Spanish free kick.
Yeah, didn't look a lot in that one again. I think the Scotland fans thought the same.
Here's Jesus Navas on this near side. The World Cup and European Championship winners' medals at home.
Not bad.
His early career actually was dogged by homesickness. He hated being away from his home, which was here in Seville. Look at that spell at Manchester City. It's picked up here by Lenormand, who squares it to Laporte. Can Spain find a way through, heading towards the final 20? Morata, first time out to this near side for Navas. Navas checks and then moves it infield to Gavi, the 37-year-old to the 20-year-old. Lenormand for Laporte. A little bit pedestrian from Spain at times.
Yeah, the tempo's just dropped for them.
There's Navas wide on the right. Short low ball infield to Zaragoza, to Ferran Torres, and then to Navas. And then Navas digs it out back into the midfield for Laporte. And takes it down, strides forward, rolls it out wide left. Garcia's in space, gets his cross ball in, headed away by Porteous. And again, gives it away at the edge of the area. That's not advisable. Rodri works a little give and go with Morata, but Morata couldn't return the favour. It's picked up by Navas on the near side. Looked like he was getting fouled by Christie there, and then Ferran Torres drives away from Hickey, pulls the ball back to the 18-yard line towards Rodri, but it's cleared by McTominay. It was a celebration for the ages from Scott McTominay. He was down there grabbing the camera and all that down at the pitch side.
And rightly so. What an unbelievable free kick it was.
He'll be absolutely gutted. Ferran Torres down this near side. He's dug out a decent cross again, but it's headed clear by Patterson.
We're just camped
Dykes
in,
headed away.
We're just camped in, but they're
Getting
not
deep.
really puncturing us.
Laporte. Oh, he's overhit that pass to Zaragoza. It goes out for a throw-in to Scotland on the far side. 71.5 on the clock. Spain 0, Scotland 0. The clock ticking down. This is a result that takes Scotland to the Euros.
It's just phenomenal. It really is. You know, I mean, we have rode our luck at times, but some of the defending has also been excellent. Our shape, the way that we frustrated and contained them and kept them in front of us largely without, you know, such talented players, but we've just not allowed them to be as creative as they want to be.
John McGinn's trademark move there as he was fouled.
Yeah, sticking his backside in.
Good recovery. 72 on the clock. It is Angus Gunn with this free kick for Scotland, taking his time midway inside his own half. It's over on that far side as he blasts it forward, looking for Dykes. Dykes has got the flick on. Christie gives chase, but Unai Simon is out to clutch onto it. And it remains nothing each. Good flick by Dykes. You don't see him not win his fair share of headers in a Scotland shirt. Here's Jesus Navas on this near side. Out it comes to Ferran Torres. And even if Scotland lost this game 1-0, that's not it's not bad because they would still have the best head-to-head record against Spain, having won 2-0 in March at home. And here's Navas down the right. Gets the cross in, the header's in! Morata! 4 yards of goal! Nods it past a stricken gun! And Scotland, who thought they'd scored 10 minutes or so ago, fall behind to Spain's goal machine, Alvaro Morata. Brilliant ball in from the right-hand side, and it's Spain 1, Scotland 0 in Seville.
We've defended crosses so well this evening, and there's been a lot of crosses to defend, but this one is exceptional. The ball in and the movement from Morata, diving header into the bottom corner. It was a really good goal from a Spanish point of view. Could we have marked Morata slightly better? He's a mile onside. The movement, we just don't track him. And it's a fantastic finish from a top player. Heartbreak.
His 34th goal for his country on his 67th cap. It's classic Morata. The ball in from Jesus Navas is sumptuous.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of the ball makes it, but his movement also is very good. So one time we've switched off, nobody seemed to track the run. Maybe the quality of ball on this occasion just kind of did us a bit there. You have to say on the balance of play, yes, Spain deserved to be in the lead. You'd have missed big opportunities, they've had all the ball. I just felt as though we were going to hang out and keep a clean sheet. It's so difficult to do it over a 90-minute period, Liam. So difficult.
Well, it's 4-0 Norway now. And it's Auschwitz who's got the goal, so Cyprus 0, Norway 4. Spain 1, Scotland 0, and as it stands, we move on to Sunday.
What a difficulty for us is now, how do we create an opportunity from open play? The McTominay disallowed goal comes from a set play, obviously a free kick. Out with that, we've not had an effort on goal. But the plan was working. As soon as you concede, though, it's different now.
Triste fouled by Laporte. Free kick just before the midway point of the Spanish half. Right of centre. 15 minutes of the 90 to play. Spain then with the lead. It's a difficult one actually right now because, well, just before that goal I was talking about the fact 1-0 to Spain tonight wouldn't be a disaster because of the head-to-head. Scotland would be, if they finish in the same points, it would be Scotland who would be ahead of the Spaniards. So now, whilst you want to equalise and qualify tonight, you don't want to lose that little advantage because that could be crucial to winning this group.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. It doesn't, you know, I'm not bothered if we win the group or if we come second.
McGinn takes the free kick to the left-hand side of the box, knocked back to the 18 by McKenna, but Spain are able to get it clear. Navas keeps it in play. McGregor, though, pinches it back, and then it's Patterson, and he slides it all the way back to his keeper. Gunn with a left foot, long ball forward, up towards Ryan Christie. Beaten in the jump by Lenormand. And then Gavi, a little skill to get away from McGregor, but he loses out to Hickey, and out it goes off a Spaniard for a Scotland throw-in down below us. What's Steve Clarke saying to his players just now?
I think he'll be full of pride. His game plans worked. You know, he'd be delighted with the way that we've frustrated and kind of managed to limit Spain to so few clear-cut chances despite their domination. He'll just be a wee bit annoyed that we just switched off the one time in the game that we have really switched off, apart from that opening minute when they missed the kind of really good chance. Largely we've kept them at bay.
Double change for Scotland coming up. Stuart Armstrong, Shea Adams, the Southampton pair are both ready.
Christie and Dykes probably.
Yeah. Bit of freshness, won't go amiss. Because they're not actually getting Lyndon Dykes involved. As Zaragoza picks up on the far side, goes to ground, no free kick though. Scotland play themselves out of trouble. McTominay then runs back into trouble and gives it straight to Gavi. And it's the goal scorer Morata. Just one goal away now from going above David Silva on the all-time Spanish scorer list. Just be 3 ahead of him after that. Jesus Navas out to this near side for Ferran Torres. And the literal olés from the Spanish supporters now, enjoying what they're seeing all of a sudden, that they have the lead. And it's out with Ferran Torres on this near side. Back into his own half for Lenormand. Dykes chasing, he'll be coming off shortly. And it's with Unai Simon, who shifts it short to Laporte. Long with the left foot out to Zaragoza on the far side. It's done brilliantly. And then Jack Henry slides in after he'd taken Porteous out of the equation with a lovely little turn.
Yeah, I mean, that's where Jack Henry's pace comes in. Really, really quick. Henry to get over there, make the challenge. A really important challenge it was too. Get the subs now, I think.
Yeah, Adams for Dykes is definitely happening. It's the board up.
Oh, he's put in a shift. He always does, is Lyndon Dykes. Very little service.
It's always going to be that way for him tonight, wasn't it?
It was. It's a difficult task being the lone striker in an even look tonight when you get so few touches of the ball, but always puts a shift in.
Adams on, and off comes Christie to be replaced by Stuart Armstrong.
Yeah, just pretty much like for like, really. All that's bringing you is a bit more energy, maybe.
Double change by Steve Clark. Scotland then 1-0 down. Heading towards the final 10 of the 90. Here's McTominay picking up over on the far side. Forward into the feet of Adams. Back to McGinn. Long ball for McTominay to chase. Unai Simon read the danger. Comes outside his box and calmly rolls it to his left for Garcia. And now Rodri into the feet of Gavi. Spain looking to win a 25th consecutive European Championship home qualifier. It's now with Ferran Torres on this near side. Short ball to Navas, back to Gavi, and then back to Rodri. Switches it right to left of the centre circle for
Just
Laporte.
doesn't give the ball away, Rodri.
No.
It's incredible.
On the left-hand side, Garcia with the cross ball, looking for Morata, too much on it though. And it's picked up on the near side by Hickey, well defended. It's it short to Armstrong, back to Aaron Hickey, who's running to Rodri. He's trying to win it back off Hickey, who's on the ground, and the referee no doubt will give Spain the free kick here. He's actually gone Scotland's way.
Sometimes they give it for obstruction. I felt as though it was going to go for
Yeah, if you're on the ground,
was kind of caught in between his legs. We'll take it, but it's a bit far out to be causing them any real problems.
They're going to bring on the striker Hosselu, who, when he played Scotland, he'd just broken into the international team, and he's a relative veteran with his form last season, and when he got into the national team, got him a move to Real Madrid. Second spell there. John McGinn, he's fired it beautifully out to Hickey. Hickey moving towards the edge of the Spain box. Into the area he goes, dancing around, looking for space. Oh, and Adams with a touch, 6 yards out, puts it straight to Unai Simon. What a chance! Shea Adams from Aaron Hickey. It looked like he was going to go himself there, Hickey. And whether it's a shot or a pass, Adams has got the touch onto it. Either side is Simon, and Scotland are celebrating.
He's got to do better, Liam. He's got to do better. It's brilliant from McGinn. The ball out to Hickey, ran into the box, really dangerous. Manages to poke it to Shea Adams, who's, 7 yards out, right in front of the goalkeeper, unmarked. Gets such poor contact with the ball. Any type of really good contact, and we've equalised.
Do they get a better chance than that between now and the end? Adams has done well against Gavi. Rolls it to John McGinn, right-hand side of the box. McGinn looks up to see where the options are. His cross is deflected, and Scotland have their first corner of the evening. 81.5 minutes on the clock. 1-0 down.
Could this be the moment? We're really good from set plays. Got a lot of bodies to hit in there. It's going to be John that takes it for the in-swinger. What a moment this would be.
Well, they had a lot less time in Oslo. From 1-0 down, they won it 2-1. Can McGinn do here? Corner comes in, Simon comes out, gets a little punch onto it, and Spain have got it away. Zaragoza chases, he's not getting there. It's Patterson. Patterson's wanting it back from McGinn on the far side. His cross is cut out, and that goes out for a Scotland throw-in. Level with the Spain penalty spot over on the Scotland right as they attack the goal to the left. The Tartan Army in behind to the right of that goal frame.
It's probably been our best couple of minutes of the game, this, in terms of an attacking sense. An effort and goal, a corner, a long throw coming in now, putting them under a wee bit of pressure.
It's Porteous this time. Dykes was taking them in the first half. He's off the pitch now. Long throw coming up from Ryan Porteous. As I say, level with the penalty spot. Into the box it comes. McKenna tries to get there. Chance Armstrong over the bar. Over the bar it goes. Did it come off a defender?
It's got to be a challenge.
Has it come off the defender? Is it a corner?
Yeah.
It is. Scotland corner. Armstrong denied.
It just seemed to fall perfectly for Armstrong.
It's just nicked away from him by Rodri.
Rodri.
Yeah.
What an interception that is. Just as he was about to pull the trigger.
Porteous, long throw in towards the near post. The goalkeeper comes and a couple of Scotland players go down and the ball goes behind for the goal kick eventually. And it stays Spain 1, Scotland 0 on 83.
Book Hendry here. Hendry felt as though he was pushed there as the ball came in from the long throw from the goalkeeper.
Well, he's going to be claiming for that, isn't it? Because it was his foul on Unai Simon that saw McTominay's goal wiped out. Morata, the goal scorer, will come off. And on will come Joselu. Spain make another change. German-born Joselu. A little spell at Stoke City, I think it was at Newcastle as well. He made the move to Real Madrid in the summer. 6 goals so far this season, so he's been in good form. Joselu is on. And he gets a warm reception as well. Morata's diving header is the difference between the teams right now. 4-0 Norway in Cyprus. It remains. And things will move on to Sunday. Porteous has left it. Goes round Gunn. Joselu's just on. And his shot is blocked. And it's Porteous who's recovered well there. Why on earth did he leave that ball? Joselu went round the goalkeeper. Unfortunately for Porteous, he got back in time to make the block. Yeah, out for a Spain throw.
It wasn't reaching Gunn the ball. Porteous had to deal with the danger, the immediate danger. Put your foot through it, out for a throw-in. Left it for Gunn, and if he'd taken a better touch, Joselu, he'd have been round Gunn with an empty net.
And he's just on, it's maybe just a little bit cold. Throw in here for Spain. Jesus Navas over at level with the 18. Finds Ferran Torres, but he has it nicked off him, and it's cleared by McKenna. And there's a slice up into the air from Gavi. It'll go down as a pass because he's found the head of Laporte. Forward it comes to Sunset. Now it's out to Jesus Navas. Spain have settled again after that brief period of pressure from Scotland that saw a couple of opportunities for the two subs, Adams and Armstrong. There's only 5 of the 90 left. Spain 1, Scotland 0. Misunderstanding between Navas and Ferran Torres.
Oh no.
Oh, and there's a slip from Hickey. Joselu, right-hand side, squares it, and in it goes. Might be an own goal. It's a second Spain goal, though. Aaron Hickey slipped down on the near side, and Spain have a second goal. And that might be so crucial to where these two teams finish in the section, because that's wiped out the Scotland advantage on the head-to-head. Spain 2, Scotland 0, and game over in Seville. It won't be happening tonight.
So unlucky from Aaron Hickey. He's had a good match tonight. He's defended well. Just loses his foot and slips. Spain pounce on it. They try to roll it around about the 6-yard line, and Porteous is busting himself to get back and make the challenge and stop the shot and goal. It kind of ricochets off him and goes past the helpless Angus Gunn. No way back now, unfortunately.
Sunset was the Spanish player putting the pressure on, so he'll claim the goal. Hickey's unlucky. He's out on his feet, I think, as well. He might not have completed 90 minutes, we'll never know, but obviously with Andy Robertson's injury, change for Scotland. Porteous off, Gilmore on, and Kenny McLean is going to come on as well for Callum McGregor. Well, a dreadful end to the game, and when Scott McTominay put the ball in the net, it looked like it was going to be a very different kind of night to the one that is transpiring. But that goal there, it wipes out the head-to-head advantage Scotland had. And if Scotland want to finish ahead of Spain in this section, assuming Spain's got to win all the rest of their games, and they're going to have to beat them on the goal difference. Unlikely, and already ahead by a few on that score. But as Tomo was saying earlier, perhaps it's all about just qualifying.
Too right it is.
And they'll have that opportunity, even though they're not playing on Sunday night. Spain doing them tonight, but they'll hope Spain do them a favour on Sunday against the Norwegians. Hickey goes back to his goalkeeper, and Gunn clears. Long ball out to this near side. The header from Navas drops to Stuart Armstrong, who goes down, fouled by Rodri. And a free kick to Scotland down on this near side. Spain 2, Scotland 0, almost 88 minutes on the clock. And in a campaign, Tom, where you could barely believe what was happening, you did think at some point the luck was going to run out. And when the referee was called over to look at that monitor after McTominay had stroked the ball into the net, you did wonder if it was tonight that the luck ran out.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's absolutely no disgrace coming here and losing to Spain. We know about their record here in not just European qualifiers, but
it'll be 5
qualifiers.
Defeats in 126 home qualifying matches in Euros and World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, that's all you need to say. So we knew the difficulty of the task. What makes it a wee bit more painful is the fact that we got so close. We got so close to not winning the match, but to getting a draw.
Final stages of the game here as Rodri goes back to his goalkeeper. There might be an unusually high number of people in Scotland watching Norway-Spain on Sunday evening. Spain pick up down the left. Driving forwards, Garcia. Short ball to Zaragoza, tries to get it back to Garcia over there, but it will be shepherded behind for the goal kick by Patterson. And it's Spain 2, Scotland 0. 90th minute.
It's been a kind of different performance from us. We really haven't offered anything as an attacking force tonight, but I don't think that was ever going to be the plan. We didn't realise how difficult it was going to be. Oh, another chance.
Yeah, Patterson's given it away. Zaragoza at pace into the penalty area, pulls it back, blocked by McKenna. Scott McKenna will roll it out to Patterson over there, and he dinks it forward down the right-hand side. McTominay takes it down, wriggles away from Rodri. Down the far side, body check by Laporte, and that's a free kick to Scotland. Over on that far side. It's finished 4-0 Norway in Cyprus.
No surprise there. No surprise there. McTominay's still on the deck.
So he's
getting up now. It was a bit of a kind of body check, wasn't it? He was booked for it.
The yellow card, yeah.
Yeah. But you know, as I was saying, tonight's performance. Yeah, Laporte was. Tonight's performance showed a lot of guts and a lot of good defending, and we did well to frustrate the Spanish team. The work rate of the players was absolutely superb, so to come so close just makes it all the more disappointing.
5 minutes have been added at the end. Scotland free kick, level the edge of the centre circle over on that far side. McGinn with it. Floated in towards the Spain box. McLean wins the header. Oh, it's just wide from Adams. Wondered if there was a touch there from the goalkeeper, but no, goal kick's been given. And it stays Spain 2, Scotland 0. Scotland just not getting the decisions tonight, I'm afraid.
No, Kenny McLean does really well to nod the diagonal down. It's Shea Adams in a very similar position to the one he missed just moments ago. He can only get the bottom of his studs to it, and it wriggles achingly wide of the post. I mean, we are trying our best to get back in here, and we did it at Norway, but I feel it's just too little too late this time.
Long ball by Simon, one in the air by McKenna. His header goes straight to Gavi, trying to drive forward, held off brilliantly by McGinn though. Long ball by McGinn forwards, cut out by Laporte in the centre circle. He fires it high out to this near side. And it will be Spain in possession, with Sanset, who appears to have been awarded the goal, Tom, and we've not been able to see a proper replay of it.
Right, it looked to me like it came off of Portis,
but it looked like an OG. And Spain have it with Garcia wide on the left. The group, as it stands now then, Scotland still top on 15 points, having played 6 games. Spain 3 points further back on 12, but they've got a game in hand on Scotland, so...
Better goal difference as well.
Yeah, I mean, Scotland, I want Spain to beat Norway on Sunday because that qualifies them, but it will put Spain top of the group, should that happen.
No problem. They can have
it. If Norway were to beat Spain, they would then be on 13, just 2 behind the Scots, albeit they would have played a game more by that point, and just have the game at Hampden left. Scotland have got multiple opportunities to qualify for the finals in Germany. The next window is on Sunday. If it doesn't happen then, it's on to Tbilisi and Georgia next month. And that's been the graveyard of previous European Championship qualifying campaigns. Hope it's not the case this time. Rodri picks up, but Spain just popping the ball around. They know victory is theirs, and it'll be coming in 2.5 minutes. Here's Zaragoza chasing it down the left. Henry gets there first and out for a Spanish throw-in over there on that left-hand side. Goals from Morata and Sanset, the difference. That's not back into their own half, but I mean, they're at walking pace now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I think for both teams, it's been an evening that's going to have expended an awful lot of energy. Scotland chasing shadows, Spain moving off the ball. They've given everything of both sides.
It's been a fantastic run, dating all the way back to the World Cup qualifying campaign and the defeat in Denmark. 11 successive victories in qualifying group games. It's all coming to an end tonight. It's a record that this group of players can be rightly proud of. Yeah. And I suppose it's a case of resetting and trying to start another one of those runs. But the unbeaten start to Euro 2024 qualifying will come to an end tonight. And those two huge games now next month. Georgia and Norway, as they'll try and jostle for top spot. It's going to become more difficult to do that now that Spain have seemingly won this game 2-0. Rodri out to this near side, dinked forward by Jesus Navas, comes off the head of McKenna. It's now back with Navas, and he rolls it back to Lenormand, and they haven't threatened at all, Scotland. Up until that Che Adams opportunity there, McTominay, yes, from the free kick, but from open play. A couple of little bites for Adams and Armstrong as Spain come forward down the left. The cross from Garcia is knocked clear by Hickey, and it's picked up by Patterson. He rolls it infield to Billy Gilmore. Now it's with Angus Gunn. Chip ball up towards Armstrong. He flicks it on, but it's going to break to Navas. Short ball to the edge of the centre circle for Rodri. And now it is with Sanset. Final 10 seconds or so, Tomo, final thoughts on the evening?
Yeah, obviously it ends in disappointment for us. I think we can take so much. That's another chance.
Yeah, Rodri coming forward and to the edge of the box, shoots, comfortably saved down low to the left by Angus Gunn. And I make that time up, there'll be plenty more time for Tomo to give you his thoughts. It's a Spanish victory. And Scotland's unbeaten Euro 2024 qualifying campaign has been busted here in Seville. They were 16 minutes plus stoppages away from qualifying for Euro 2024 tonight. And it looked like it was going to be another one of those dream nights as Scott McTominay rifled a free kick from a narrow angle into the top reverse right-hand corner. The referee didn't spot anything, but he was told to come and have a look at it on the monitor by the video assistant. And having watched it back, he agreed with the VAR that there was a foul by Jack Hendry on Unai Simon, and the goal didn't stand, even though he pointed to the centre spot. Immediately after that, the Scotland supporters' celebrations came to an end, and not too long after that, Alvaro Morata does what he does in a Spanish jersey as he headed the ball home, diving header from a really terrific ball in from Jesus Navas. That in 74 minutes. Boyan Sanset made it 2 in the closing stages on 86. He found the net. Scrappy goal from a Scottish point of view. Aaron Hickey tried to control the ball. He slipped when he tried to get back up. And Spain made it 2, and they've wiped out the advantage Scotland had from their own 2-0 victory over the Spanish at Hampden in March. And that could come crucial to Scotland's hopes of finishing top for the first time in a qualifying section. That's going to be a tall order now. They'll now hope that Spain do them a favour in Oslo on Sunday. Norway 4-0 winners over Cyprus. So 2 out of the 5 opportunities to qualify from this group have gone for Scotland. Plenty more chances will come their way though, and surely they will be going to Germany next summer. They finished here in Seville in the Cartuja. Spain 2, Scotland 0.
Scotland in the Euro 2024 qualifiers.
Live on